so as you can see here, I have both babies in Walmart bags and my towel ready to do their hair. And I'm going to sit you all here because I don't want the camera to get hurt while I'm doing it. I just want to make sure you guys have a good angle here. Back you up a little bit. I'm going to back you up a little bit so you have a better angle. Okay. Maybe this angle would be better. Okay. So I'm going to leave you all there while I do her hair. And then after her hair, I'm going to do her eyes, her nose, her ears, and her hands, and get any excess spray off her forehead. So I'm gonna do it the same way I did last time with just holding her ears. I am going to brush her hair first. Can you all still see that? Oh yeah, you guys can see that. Okay, remove the Q-tips so they don't get anything on them. And I got my Silky Pear Laurier Kids leave-in conditioner for Tangle Tamers, no rinsing, dermatologist tested, paraben free. I actually looked up parabens. It is a additive. It is a preservative to make this last longer, so there's none of that in here. I was trying to think, so I'm just gonna, oh, I don't want to get any on her blanket. I'm just gonna give her a nice dousing here because, like I said, the humidity here is horrible and it makes their hair go very, very very dry and very brittle, and I read online that that's not entirely good for them. So I literally, I love this stuff because after we are done, the hair is like so silky smooth. I'm just patting her head because I really did give it a good dousing and I don't want it to drip on her. The first time I tried this on video, y'all, if you remember, I was so nervous it was going to take off the paint on her head or something because she's got like all this vein and detailing, but it didn't. And it's not like I use it all the time. I figure, you know, once a month in the summer and maybe once in the winter. So her hair is done now. I'm going to do Owen James's after I give her a little cleaning here, because I don't, my worry is the residue running down her face. So I got my Q-tips over here. Poor Owen's covered up by a blanket there. And what I do for the dust in the eye is I just like literally wet the teeny tiny tip of the Q-tip. Make sure it's bottled water because natural water, at least our water, has lots of chemicals like chlorine, fluoride, and a lot of chemicals that when you use for a period of time, like if you look in a pot you've been using just to specifically boil water, you'll notice that rim around it, that calcium. Yeah, that. It wouldn't have it with this. So then I just go gently in the corner of her eyes, and for her eyelashes I go downwards like that, and then I'll do the other one as well. Can you guys see that? For her eyelashes I go down just to get the dust bunnies out, and then with the dry end of the Q-tip I'll go over it again so it's not, I'm not leaving it damp in any way, shape, or form. And then I'll get another Q-tip to go over the other one so that's not being left damp. Because I also use powder, right? And she gets powder on her. And now I'm going to do the same thing with her nose. Is I'm going to take another Q-tip just dip the tip, but I don't go all the way in her nose because her nose is opened and it is backed with black felt. So I just go at the tip where she just might get the slightest little dust bunnies, and around here and over on this side. And then I just gently, like I'm not scrubbing, like there's no pressure there at all, and then I just gently dry it off. And then I get a new Q-tip, do the same for her lips, just a teeny bit of water, like you don't need much water at all. It's just basically to make the dust stick to the Q-tip. And under her chin, she collects dust there, and between her lips, because she's got an itty bitty, if you can see that, she's got an itty bitty opening here between her lips that collects dust. And then I'll just go over that with the dry end very gently in all her crevices. And then I'll get another Q-tip and do the same for her ears. We'll start off with this ear, especially because now that I'm using this leave-in conditioner, I did put a little bit more water on the Q-tip for her ear, just because if I got any conditioner on her ear, then it will take it off, and just gently behind her ear. So, and she's also got some dust bunnies under her neck, just like that. And now I will get another Q-tip. Like when I do this, I probably do this once a month. I go through a lot of Q-tips. And I'll do her other ear the same way for the dust bunnies. And I'm not pushing hard at all. Just a very light dusting on her. Like that. And then for this part, I am going to turn her back over because I did her hair, and leave her on her tummy while I do her hands and feet, because I want her hair to dry. So I'll just prop her up like that. I can take the bag off now because I'm not spraying around her anymore. And then I'll just, I know this is going to look weird when I do that with her arm. Okay, so in here, and in her hands by her little itty bitty nails is where I'm going to do. And you don't need, like, just a teeny tiny. The water is not more as to wash them as it is to pick up the dust from them. And in between her fingers, just a soft go over. And then I'll go over with the, oh, you can't see, I'm sorry, I was holding it close to my eye. And I'll go over with the dry side. Get all our little crevices there. That's that arm done. And now I'm going to do the other arm, but for your sake, I'm going to flip her this way. Get a new Q-tip. And do the other arm. See all these little crevices? They all collect dust. And if you let it sit and build up, the more you let it build up, the harder it is to remove. That's also what I'm finding with Owen James, because he was a display baby, so he got lots of dust, and I had a hard time removing it from him when I first got him. Alright, I'm going to do her toes now. I'm going to flip her this way so she can stay facing down. And I'm going to get a new Q-tip. See, her toes aren't so bad. Like in there, it's really not so bad, but it's just nice to do it. I'm sure she had like open fingers or open toes. it may be harder, but not like this. Alright, need another new Q-tip. Okay, and now underneath these toes. There. And now I'm going to just give it a wipe with the dry end in the backs, the creases of her chubby little legs. So, and it also gets the powder off that I always get on her. There, all the powder off. So she is done, and it is Owen's turn. So I am going to just trade places with them, but I'm going to continue laying her on her belly, face down, so that her hair can dry. And 1 second, because I'm out of Q-tips. Okay, so now I'm going to do Owen James's cleaning, and then I'm going to have to let their hair dry. So later tonight I will do the changing video, and I have to charge my battery on my camera because it's blinking at me, and this is 3 days worth of use, y'all. So I'm just going to spray his hair like I did before. Okay, just like that. And then I forgot the towel. That was not cool. I'm going to comb it down the way I always comb it. Sorry if he's not in view there for a second. Willow, you're all right. There. Okay, now I'm going to wipe off the excess. I always like to wipe off the excess when I do this because they don't need that much, right? Like, your hair doesn't need to be soppy like I just did, but it's nice to have. So his hair is now done, and I'm going to remove the plastic bag and do his cleaning, and then I will be charging my camera so I can make y'all a changing video. So I'm gonna put him facing you guys, and I did get a little bit on his forehead, so I'm gonna wet the end of a towel just a wee bit, and I'm just gonna wipe his forehead with it just to get it, because it did run down his forehead. You don't have to push on him or anything, just wee little bit there. And comb his hair back. Styled. And now I'm going to do his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his ears, his hands, and his feet. So with his eyes, it's different because his eyelashes, for some reason, like to be combed upward rather than downward. And he also has this little crease right here that always gets dusties. So I just go very gentle. And then the next one, the next Q-tip. See, I can see the dusties in there. There they go. Bye-bye dusties. And then downwards with the eyelashes. I take a lot of pride in my babies. I just love them so much. And now I'm going to do his nose. And his nose is also opened and back with felt. So I don't go far up at all. I just go at the very beginning and give it a light twirl. And give this one a light twirl. And then underneath his nose right there, it does collect dust. And then I just go with this light twirl on the inside and underneath his nose. And the sides. He doesn't have much sides like Joyce Anna does, like that part right there. But still. Okay, now I'm going to do his lips. And his lips are a little bit different from Joyce Anna's because they don't have much of a split to them. Like if you notice Joyce Anna's lips and his lips, they don't have much for gathering dust, but I still do them anyways. So I'm going to do his lips. Just keeps them dust free. Make them. And then I always give his little chin just a little gent wipe under there. Make them last as long as I can because I love my babies. I know one of these days I'll probably, you know, maybe 10 years down the line I'll have to get them retouched up and repainted and rerooted, but if I can take care of them the best of my ability and prevent that from happening anytime soon, I will be happy. So I'm just going around his ears for the dust bunnies. And this Q-tip is dirty because he has them. You got dust bunnies, Owen. So now I'm going to flip him over and do his other ear. I love this new camera, y'all. It's like the best. I can't believe my husband bought it for me. So excited. I'll have to do a video just on my camera. There we go. You got dusties in your ears. There. There's the dusties out of his ears, and I'm going to comb his hair again. And then I'm going to leave him facing down as well. Well, I do his hands. I know it looks like he's suffocating, but he's not, I promise. There's lots of air there for the babies. And his hands, oops, I'll bring you over closer. Okay, it's not that close. Oops. His hands are a bit different than Joyce Anna's because of the way they're positioned. So I have to go like in here, in this little finger, and under those ones. And then I just do the top in between and where his thumb meets his fist. And then I go over it all to dry it. Just a nice, gentle swish. And then I go over here, if you can see, in his elbow crease. And there's a little bit of dust on his arm there. Now I'm just going to flip him the same way I did Joyce Anna. Oh, he wants to crawl. Grab a new Q-tip and do the other hand, which is also a closed fist. But if you can tell, he gets dusties in between there. Not much here, but definitely between his fingers, he does get the dusties. And then just over gently, gently, gently. Wipe it all down. And then in his elbow crease, very gently. Okay. And now I'm going to turn him this way and do his little bitty feet, which are my favorites. Now his big toe is the only one, like right there. You can all see that? Yes, right there, that gets the dusties. Really bad. Like up in here, doesn't too bad. Right here does for some reason too, the side of his foot. That's always dusty. So then I'm going to do up under his knee. And now the other foot with my last Q-tip. And again, it's up in here. Up right in there that gets the dusties. And in between his toes. Because this little piggy is separated from that little piggy. So I always try to be as gentle as I can. Between, hang on.